And now we're on day 300. Day 300 of Blue Protocol. So yeah, we're on the last stretch until the first year anniversary, and I believe, yeah, pretty much the season is, or when the season ends and the new one starts, season 4 is going to be the 1 year anniversary of the game. Yeah, it's been 1 year. So October, I think 9th, 8th or 9th. It ends in October 8th, so it'll be by the 9th, the next day. Why am I looking at that? Yeah, I don't know where we're getting these chairs, though. These are like the high-level people right over here. Like, yeah, you don't mess with these people. It's a lot of chairs. So today is day 300. So we've been doing this for 300 episodes. Some episodes are longer than other ones, but for the most part, 300. That is crazy. They might even do I don't know. They might even do a live stream for the 1 year anniversary. But I don't think the reason why they won't do it because we don't have like a community manager. I don't think that anyone knows. So it's like if some random dude can start talking about it, we'd be like, who are you? Hopefully we kill this thing quick, or else. Yeah, because even in this mode, it could one-shot people. Or it pretty much targets and then one-shots. But yeah, also on a little Magic the Gathering note, will that be a secret lair? Pretty much like there's a set that's coming out for Commander, right? Which is 100 cards. It is about Hatsune Miku, right? Which is very popular, especially in Japan. But I think around the world it's very popular. In Japan, I think they still even do a lot of like concerts, like every year. But what they're trying now, Wizards of the Coast, is they're doing a thing where before they'll have like they'll make the cards, right? The commander deck is limited. Scalpers will buy it all up, and then when the people who really want to buy it try to get it, it's like $1 million or something, right? Not not a million, but like a few grand to buy it, right? And they'd be like, oh, fuck this. Now, if you buy it in the first 2 days it comes out, which is or pre-order it or order it on those 2 days, um, you will guarantee get it. I was like, now that's a smart idea. Because like there's gonna be a lot of people that like of course they like Miku, so they're gonna get the cards. And what do most people do? Once they get the cards, like, oh, maybe I'll learn how to play it. So then there's more people playing, and with more people are playing and they're invested in the Magic the Gathering, they'll buy more of it. So doing this is a very smart move for Wizards of the Coast. So I was like, okay, you guys finally did a pretty smart move there. Right? I think they did test it out recently with a secret lair where they have it where like, okay, if you order it in one of these for 2 days, you will get a copy of it, or you will have it, right? It will be in stock. We're making it for anyone who buys it. So I was like, great. I think that's going to get more people into playing the card game because, right, I'm not sure why, but I think card games, especially the physical copy, it's becoming more popular, especially Commander, because it's like no one, generally speaking, right? No one is really out here doing the whole like, okay, you'd have to play like in, the actual commando rules. The rules are a little bit more loose, right? Like when people make mistakes in commander, like as long as it's not, actually, even if it like kills me, I don't fucking care. I generally don't care. Or like it's like, oh yeah, whatever combo that you're using. Generally, you don't want to use combos if you're playing very low level stuff, for the most part. But yeah, because it's like something fun to do. Like you could play with little like cards with like cool pictures on it, and you just kind of sit around and you like chit chat and you do that. This is kind of what I want to do, and what I'm trying to get everyone into Final Fantasy is do the same thing. Where like we don't need to be doing like hardcore content and all that. There's so many YouTubers that are out there and content creators out there doing that. I think we just be just out there just like bullshitting and just like yapping and doing nothing. Right? Like we used to do that back in the day. Where like we were getting mounts from Realm Reborn, and we were just doing a bunch of silly things. Like there's a point where like we were doing Leviathan so many times, and because people didn't want to dismantle all the bullshit that it drops, we try to leave the encounter like after we beat it, leave it. Whoever like try to leave it quick, and the person that like we're doing this for left it quick too. Right? It's like I don't want to get saddled with all the mounts, right, all this other bullshit. Because he was trying to get the mount, right? I think 3 of us wanted the mount, so then we were all doing it. We got the mount. We did it like unsynced, of course. Then, but the thing is, the guy who left, he's like, "Oh, don't saddle me with all this other like the random pieces and stuff." So he left early. Like, was it pretty much got out of the encounter, not encounter, the instance very early. Like after you beat the, you could just either go to the little teleport thing to teleport out of the instant thing. He did that early, but that was the time where it dropped, and then one of us who already had the mount, we got a second one, and we're like, "Are you kidding me?" And I'm not sure. I think it was like a system where like we couldn't. I thought you could sell mounts, but maybe you couldn't. But either way, he couldn't. He didn't get the mount, so we had to do that encounter like another like 20 times for him to get it. That was, I think, his worst encounter though. Like the fact that I think we did that in that one, not 99 times, but close. We were getting kind of close up there, like we're getting like into like the 60s, and they were like, "Okay, come on." There's many times where like back when I was actually did like extreme trials, like day one and all that. There's a few times where we were all doing that, and I got the like I think I forgot what boss it was, but instead of like I don't think I didn't get the mount, but I did get the weapon real quick, and everyone was like kind of just mad because they couldn't get anything. Like they were just bad rolls and stuff. I'm like, oh man, thank God I got the so, so I got the weapon. Oh, and now the whole new system of clothes and weapons now, right? I actually need to go back to my glamour dresser and get rid of a lot, because now that you could wear anything, male, female, doesn't matter, job class doesn't matter. You can just wear whatever the hell you want for your glamour, which is, no, I think it's better. Um, because of that, I do have a lot of dupes of things, because I always try to get like the whole, like the set for everything in the near raid. So I have like a lot of like things that are like, oh, if I ever use this other class, I used to have the thing. I need to go back and actually get rid of that. But I think I would do that like later though. I don't think I need to do that. I do need to get rid of a lot of the food items and whatnot, because I definitely probably don't need it. I'll do that on Friday, as I do my usual gold saucer stuff. Yeah, but that's what we're probably gonna do, or would like to do. I wanna, where? Oh yeah, outside with them. Yeah. what I would like to do in also in Final Fantasy. So I mean, even though eventually the Noodle Nightmares will do Final Fantasy as well, 14. We're not. It's not like we're giving up. I'm giving up on this game since I've been playing for the past 300 days. I try not to do more than that because when I put in the playlist of the Noodle Nightmares, I kind of look at the playlist to see how many episodes are in there. And I'm like, oh, okay, 300. Okay, okay. When it's like one more, one less, then I'm like, okay, did I split something in half or whatever? So I do not do that. Okay, that person scared me. But yeah, so I think we'll probably get 2 job classes. Like my prediction for season 4, 2 job classes. New area and job classes, at least 2, I think. What else? Probably a lot of quality of life stuff. Pretty sure they'll do that. Probably make it a little like even easier for like people to catch up because it's 1 year now, right? Hopefully they put a little bit more emphasis on the story though, because the story needs some. They need some love, definitely. But I mean, like if you think about it, like Realm Reborn had a lot of like going back to the Waking Sands, and that was kind of just boring. So year 1 generally is kind of like when they're trying to get there now, get their toes wet with everything. It's like, okay, how did we do this? What kind of story? Like, because right now it's like in Blue Protocol, you don't know like what direction the story is going to be taking. Okay, let's. I think another game, which is the other game I make content for, which I need to do. I finally recorded the thing. I need to just put it all together and upload it for Enfield. But with that one, right, you could tell, like, I think the developers are a little worried because they did probably spend a lot of money in the game, or to make the game. So, like, you kind of tell, like, they are worried. So, they do a lot of stuff to try to, like, okay, like, what do the players want? Because I know they've been doing that. Like, they definitely go and look at, like, what the people want. Unlike, I mean, I don't know what it's a complaint about War of the Visions again, but goddamn, that game has so much potential. It just Square Enix cannot do things with any kind of gacha game. It's actually to the point where, like, I think they got rid of their most of their gacha division. I think there's like 2 gachas. No, I think even Error Crisis. I think that one's shutting down. The only one they have up. No, they have Dragon Quest stuff. Dragon Quest that's like a whole different beast. Those fans are like very devoted. But I think even they shut down one of the gacha games that's like Dragon Quest related. But either way, I think their Final Fantasy gacha game, which is the Dissidia game, which no one fucking wanted, make that into a console game. Which I think is going to happen. I think once they shut that game down, they're going to make it into a console game. It's going to be like an actual thing that people wanted. Or, I mean, the smart move would be like move away from all kind of gacha stuff. Like what, because like if you're able to make a good gacha game, then just, yeah, do that. It prints money. This is gambling. But at the same time, if you can't make a good one, I think they should just like, no, like kind of like not make anything of that anymore. Like Square Enix is just bad at it, alright? Because like it's not that bad at them making the game itself, right? Because they make a lot of the other gachas game that EOS, which is end of service, they weren't bad. It just Square Enix, right? I think they always try to like nickel and dime everyone, like so hard. Like pretty much they want to make a like quick buck now. So they have zero patience. So they kind of like do like power creep and all that stuff so early to the point even the players are like, really? You're like, we're not even in year one. You're power creeping shit already? Or they just like, I don't know who they're listening to, but it feels like sometimes it's almost like at one point, right? Like for example, like in War of the Visions, you could tell they were kind of listening to the hardcore players, right? So they only listened to like their kind of like complaints and just, oh yeah, we need to make it even more hardcore and stuff. But people are like, if you do that, then like if the game's only hardcore players, right? So oh yeah, because we pay. If you make it that hardcore, no one. How to make a gotcha game is you make it casual enough where like casual people could play it, but also hardcore enough where hardcore people can be like, okay, I want to use money to stomp on these like weak people, or like no, money gives you a clear advantage, right? Like you not as in like okay, it's like pay to win, but it's more like by paying, you're able to get like the resources so you don't have to grind as much, right? And that's a lot of games they kind of get that kind of the money to grind ratio that kind of fuck it up. So then some games is like, okay, you just tell, oh, this is pay to win. Other ones is like, okay, it's kind of fair. But then that makes the ones that pay mad because like, oh, my money should go farther. But the thing is, right, even though the people who they're are for gotcha games, people who pay, at the end of the day, right, you need casual players or else like no one's gonna like if you're like the strongest dude in the server and no one wants to play with you, right? It's kind of like that. And I think that's a lot of what a lot of people can't figure out, or especially on the American side. I'm not sure about in Japan. I don't think they're as psychotic as us, but like on the American side, yeah, or the global side, I think global players are a little bit more psychotic in that. And then like so that's why a lot of the companies listen to the hardcore players, and then it just you know the game's it feels more alienating to casual players. Then people stop playing the game. Then it dies. Then you're just like, yeah, duh. And that happens a lot. It happens way more than you think. Actually, it happens so often, and that's like probably what kills most of these like whatever games. Not even that, but just like MMOs too. Like sometimes they do the same thing, same trappings, because no money's involved. So yeah, the same trappings of gotcha games and stuff mess with MMOs and stuff too, because sometimes they like I forgot which game it was, but they listened to only the hardcore players, and then the game wasn't doing too well because, of course, like if it's catered to hardcore players, then you're like, okay, so the game is only filled with hardcore players. Then what happens when all those people like quit or like no, move on to a different game? Now you have a very empty server. Yeah, that's generally what happens. I forgot which game it was though. Like, there's like a big news of like one game that did that. That's like, oh, we only listen to the hardcore players. Then the game became very empty, and the hardcore's like, well, why isn't anyone playing this game? Because you pretty much like kicked them all out. So have fun being the lone dude, lone strong guy playing the game. It's almost like the same thing with like even when you're playing like any kind of like social game, right? Like you got to learn how to like interact with people. Because if you don't know how to interact with people, for example, right? Like let's say you're playing something like I've been doing recently, right? Like playing Magic the Gathering and stuff. Your deck is right, or you're playing Commander, which is kind of a little bit more free form, you know, a little bit of whimsy in that, right? But you're playing a deck where like it has like the strongest shit in there, right? Each card is like $500 plus, something like that. And you're playing against a bunch of friends who like they just bought their shit from like Walmart for like $50. Carb stomping them, right? Like when you carb stomp, I mean, I think this is for people who probably don't have siblings and stuff. Like if you have siblings, like I think that most people would like if they're the older sibling anyway. They're like, what was it? Aware enough to know that if you destroy your little siblings playing in whatever game that you want to play, right? And I had to learn the hard way. I was like, what, 9 or something? And I know, like, I had to be told that, like, hey, man, like, you can't be fucking destroying your, you know, your younger siblings and stuff. It wasn't really my younger siblings. It was my younger brother that I was, like, manhandling in the game. But I had to learn that too, and my brother also had to learn somewhat. But but in the because of that, right? Like I learned how to not like carb stomp people, like people in game. I mean, if I want them to play the game, I'm not gonna like carb stomp them because it's like who, like for me, I could be a graceful loser. Like I could be like, okay, I could lose and whatever, right? It's only when like I think like when I used to play Magic with the other people at when I was still in the military. It's like when I'm getting destroyed all the time because it's like you have a duo that's great at fighting together, and everyone else in the group was like dog water, and you're just like, bro, like I can't go like no 100 matches of just me getting fucking carb stomped, man. Like it's like come on. Like that was rough for me. And that was like the opposite case. It was like not me carb stomping anyone, just me getting carb stomped for like many, many games. Yeah, because like you know, certain people moved and all that kind of stuff. So it's like it was just me by my lonesome. Then the other people who, looking back at it now, the people that I played with, I think the ones that weren't that great, right? I think it's just because like they weren't good with standard play. If they were playing Commander, I think they would have been a lot better. Because Commander, you have to have a little bit of politics and all that kind of stuff. So they would have fared better, and their game plan would have worked, and we would have been able to see it better in Commander compared to Standard. So that's the one good thing about Standard. Like, there's many times where like I had like a way to win that turn, and I chose not to like kill the person because like what they got cooking, right? It's always like, let me live one turn. I'm like, okay, show me what you could do, show me your moves. So yeah, I do that sometimes because to me it doesn't matter. Like for me, I just like that's the fun part of the game, where like the winning part is like, of course you know you want to do that too, but also you want to see like, hey, what was their game plan, right? Because like sometimes I'd like to look at that just to be for even like for like later on. So like they play, because certain people play a certain way. Like for example, if you're playing Magic the Gathering, right? Just look at what colors they like to use a lot, right? It kind of tells you about their personality. So if they like, oh, I'm like a red aggro player, right? That means probably whatever game you play with them, they would probably be pretty aggro. So you already know, like, let's say you're playing, let's say, Final Fantasy, like, oh, you probably are a DPS. You don't seem like you're like that tanky kind of person. Or a healer, right? Now if they play, like, was it like green or something like that, then you'd be like, okay, maybe healing, maybe. Or they like life gain decks and stuff, or stuff like that, right? Then you kind of like, a little bit more, you'd be like, oh, okay, I know what kind of personality they have. Or like, the different case is like, let's say someone who loves playing DPS all the time. You're playing a different game. You're not gonna be like, you're not gonna recommend them like a slower tanky character. You're gonna be like, oh no, this person just like no speed or something like that. Like like quick hits, the rogue. They don't like let's say like Dark Knight or anything like that. Or maybe someone who likes that kind of stuff. Now you know, like okay, they play black, they like Dark Knights. Okay, they like the edgy stuff. I like the edgy stuff too. Even though I don't play Reaper and I mean as my main, I don't play Reaper as my main. I do like the edgy characters. Not gonna lie. I generally play Samurai though. Okay. I should go over here if I could open up my little thing to see if I did all the dailies. Today we were just doing. Oh shoot! Today we went on a little bit early. Today was just a little early, I guess. Let's see the carnival. You know what? Oh, I should untrack. But yeah, like that's how you kind of tell like get people into games. Don't carb stomp. Was that your friends that you want to get like this? Oh, I want to play fighting games. Don't destroy them. Let them win a few times, right? Not all the time, but let them win a little bit, right? Same thing with like was it like you don't want to like one up them and show off and all that kind of stuff. Like when you're it's like MMOs and stuff, right? You want them to get used to it, right? If they skip the story, let them skip it. Maybe they'll look at it at a different time, right? You just kind of do all this kind of stuff for them to get comfortable with it, and then once they're like really into it, then that's when you'd be like, oh, okay, you want to do like savage raiding? That's the way. Okay, let me go back over here. Okay, we're going. Yeah, and also thing is like, don't try to like. Let's say you're playing some game, right? And you kind of like, okay, we need like another person to play this whatever class is, right? Don't try to like force that onto the new person that you're trying to get into the game. That's another thing. So let them choose on their own of what they want to do, and try to not do that. Because if you do it the other way, right, you might make them like really like not want to play that game. Like if you are a red player in Magic the Gathering, right, trying to get them because like, oh yeah, play blue, or I don't think anyone would ever, because blue is strong, but yeah, getting into play blue, they might be like, yeah, I don't really like this. So yeah, I would not recommend doing that. There we go. We'll do that for a little bit. But yeah, that is the way of getting people into games. That is the way of... Was it not scalping in games? Oh no, it's already ended. Dude, I was gonna just leave it on there as I came here too late. Oh man, got here way too late. But it is getting close to that time. So with that, actually, Did it really end? It did. Ain't that something? My timing was off. But yeah, with that, everyone, thanks for coming in. This was day 300.
Bye-bye.
And in October or season 4 will finally be at the 1 year anniversary. And with that, my prediction is 2 new classes, new area, a lot of quality of life. Yeah, so Rice Bro, what is up, man? Sorry, bro, like I'm getting off right when you came in. One day we'll get the timing right. And with that, guys, you guys have a good one. You stay safe out there and you take care. Oh, you been here? He's like, I'm always here. But yeah, thanks for being here all the time, Rice Bro. You are the man. And with this, guys, for anyone else who watches later on, you guys have a good one and you take care. Peace out.